Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Prodeus on the GTX 1050 Ti, 750 Ti, 570, 580, and 1650 Super. Thanks to Humble Games for providing a copy of the game. This is on early access and released yesterday, I think. But I'm interested in this game because it's sort of a retro Doom style kind of game, super violent, and I love that kind of stuff. I've been doing a poll in the channel to see if we did Yakuza, this one, 13, remake, or others. The thing is, this is the only game I can play right now. The other ones are not playable at the moment. So this is the only thing I can stream right now. So what a better way to start than with a retro shooter. So let's see how it runs. This is on Unity, so what's made on the Unity engine, which I'm not expecting great performance considering it's Unity. Unity usually has some performance things in my experience, so yeah. One other thing, there's no resolution option. To change the resolution, you need to go to your Windows desktop resolution options. So you gotta go here and select your native resolution, and then select native, and it'll use your desktop resolution as the in-game resolution. You can even lower this to 360p, 270p or 200p, which is hilarious. I love that. But let's keep it on native right now with everything enabled. Dither amount, I keep it on 100 because if not, the game looks, in my opinion, it doesn't look great with this on 0. So yeah, let's get started. So campaign, new, on medium. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago. ¿Cómo andan? ¿Todo bien? How are you guys doing? Alright, so as you can see right now, on 1080p with screen space reflections enabled and screen space ambient occlusion enabled, we're getting 40 frames per second. And this is going to drop even worse when there are effects on screen. So let's tweak the game already. So if we go here and disable the SSAO and the SSR, so the ambient occlusion and the reflections, there we jump into the 100 FPS range. So when there are a lot of effects on screen, we're going to have over 60 frames. For this game is necessary to have 60 frames, trust me. So that's a problem. But hey, considering it's a retro aesthetic, I'm not really all that bummed out about having to turn off reflections and ambient occlusion. So yeah, let's get right in. Okay, this is super fast paced. Love it already, the movement. I enjoyed Dusk, so that makes sense. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, that's what you wanted, and today I'm gonna be testing Prodeus on multiple GPUs. Yeah, Doom runs better than this, yeah, that's hilarious. Actual Doom runs better than this. But I mean, this is the Unity engine, so I wasn't expecting great performance, still. That's not an excuse for this performance, but hey, at least you can improve it by disabling a couple things. Wow, ok, I failed. ¿Qué juego es? ¿De qué se trata? Esto es un retro shooter tipo Doom, pero más indie, por así decirlo. This is a retro shooter. If you like Doom and super violent stuff, this is the game for you. And it has great music, the music, oh man. And this is an early access, so it's still not finished. It just released on Steam Early Access. Let me see if I find a gun or something. Okay, finally a weapon. But I love the aesthetic, this retro shooter aesthetic, but retaining some of the new technology like the reflections, the shadow maps. So, but the performance is not that great. You need to, I mean, if you want great performance, you want to disable screen space reflections and ambient occlusion. So just go to the graphics here. And as you can see, we have ambient occlusion and reflections. If we enable those, we're below 60, so I don't think it's worth keeping it like that. It already gets lost into the visuals, so maybe with a lower resolution. But right now, I recommend disabling that, because they're going to come with more effects on screen. As you can see, when I get close, effects close to the camera, it drops into the 70s sometimes. It's weird to have aim down sights in a game like this. But hey. And yeah, super violent. So if you like super violent stuff like me on first person shooters, you'll be all into it. But it's funny that actual Doom runs better than this. But hey, I like the aesthetic, not gonna lie. This is my jam. But with the light bouncing across the map, looks good, yeah. The thing is that you have to disable reflections and screen space ambient occlusion. But it's weird to see reflections, actual reflections in a game like this. It looks kind of weird, but I enjoy it so far. Alright. Let's get to a more demanding place. Hopefully something with more effects on screen. There we go. Come on, better weapons, please. Please, better weapons. There you are. Nice. It's all Doom plus new Doom. Yeah, basically. There are some Doom 2016 developers involved in this, so people that worked in Doom 2016 and some other retro first-person stuff as well worked on this. They're still working on it. This is an early access game. Yeah, as you can see, when there are tons of effects on screen, a lot of blood splatter, you drop into the 60s, so definitely do not enable reflections on this. And the music is, I like it, pretty metal. Yeah, the enemies are actually 3D models that look like sprites. Yeah, true. But you can select that the enemies are actual 3D models without the sprites. As you can see here, you can use models instead of sprites. But it looks pretty terrible in my opinion if you use models instead of sprites. Doesn't retain the style of the game. Feels kinda odd to have 3D models. I should have played this on hard. This is a little too easy. Let me see if I can change the difficulty. There we go. Let's put it on hard mode. Yeah, much better now. I'm getting more damage. Whoa. But yeah, I am digging this aesthetic now. All right. Okay, let's try a lower resolution now. Now that we are here, gotta go into Windows. Let's start with 900p now. Let's see if we can enable reflections at least. So we're going for 900p, and we enable SSAO and SSR. So 900p resolution now. SSR on. SSAO on. And let's fix the performance metrics so you guys can see. Alright, back into the game. We're dropping below 60. So let's just disable the ambient occlusion. So no SSAO, but let's keep the reflections. I want to see how they look. That's probably interesting. in a retro looking game, having screen space reflections must be super weird. Alright, now we're talking. A lot better now. Although, to be honest, I'm not really noticing a huge difference with 1080p, probably due to the 3D models looking like sprites. So probably if you lower the resolution, you're not going to notice a huge visual difference. That's the advantage of an old school looking game, I guess. Is it free? No, it's not free. It's early access though. I only play free. Well, it's fine. Taste is taste, so... Okay, more effects on screen. Love that. Yeah, 900p seems to be the sweet spot so far. You can do reflections. No ambient occlusion, but hey, at least we got some reflections going on here. And again, in comparison to 1080p, I cannot really tell much of a difference. So that's pretty positive for the performance side, I guess. No, Kevin, no. It's early access. Wolfenstein, baby. Yeah, feels like Wolfenstein, Doom, Dusk. Well, Dusk is much faster than this, but it reminded me of that. That's the latest retro shooter I played. Dusk. Dusk is a lot of fun as well. Alright. Oh yeah, this aesthetic makes the game look good even at lower resolutions, as you can see. Maybe you cannot notice it due to the live stream, but even on 900p, I mean, I'm not noticing a huge difference with 1080p. I wouldn't be able to tell really. Let's go for... yeah, that's probably due to the models and the sprites being used. So let's try now 720p, now that we're here. So let's enable SSAO and now select 720p. So yeah, you have to enter Windows and change your desktop resolution to change the resolution of the game. So this is now 720p. So 720p, SSAO on, SSR on. So we got the maximum graphics that we can get, if you can call it graphics, which is hilarious. It's hilarious that a retro shooter has screen space reflections. I'm still pretty surprised about that. That's pretty hilarious. So we got the ambient occlusion and the reflections now at 720p. And we're getting over 60, so perfect. Where to now? Let's see the auto map. Okay, probably that way. Follow the weapons. I already came this way, I think. Did I? Yeah, I already came this way. Let's go back. Oh, there you are. One second, guys, be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. So as I was saying, at 720p with the highest settings you can get 60s, but again with the reflections and the ambient occlusion is pretty demanding on the GPU. But again, on a lower resolution I'm not really noticing a huge difference visually speaking, so you can probably play this at 720 just fine, and it's not going to look that much better than that much worse than 1080p. So it feels a lot like Doom in a good way. So yeah, I was really looking forward to this game. I enjoyed the super violent stuff. Feels like brutal Doom, more something like that, but with better movement and reflections. Super impressed that it has screen space reflections. Let's go up now. Come on. Just make sure to not play it on medium mode. Play it on hard. But you can go even faster. There's a running button and you can aim down sights. That's something that felt a little weird on a game like this. You can aim down sights. Super weird. Oh yeah, if you are into retro shooters, this should be right up your alley. Okay, I effed up. So let's try that again. Okay, it's pretty forgiving on the checkpoints. I'm no expert in retro shooters, so... Okay, I got the key. So from someone that is a little more casual on retro stuff, on retro looking stuff, better said, I'm enjoying it so far. And again, if you lower the resolution, you're not going to notice a huge visual difference. Just for the funsies, I'm going to try now 360p. It's an option in the menu, you can do 360p. So let's try that. We're going up here, and where it says virtual resolution, we're going to select 360p. So 360p is an option in this game, in the actual menu. So 360p resolution now. Yeah, with 360p we're getting a boost in performance. So we're into the over 80 now. And yet the game does look worse, I can tell you already. But that was to be expected. But if you wanted to play that 360p, you can do so with an option in the menu. Okay, finished the level. So that was interesting. Let's now try the 750 Ti, so let's swap GPUs. I seen enough of the performance on this card. I really like this. This map is pretty interesting. It's so weird to see reflections in a game that looks like this. Yeah, to see those highlights, pretty weird, but not unwelcome. So let's now swap to the 750 Ti. So let's close the game and swap GPUs. Is 1650 enough for Warzone? Yes, of course. Do not worry. It'll be okay. So we shut it down. Disconnect the cable. What are your specs? Ashvalian, who is that? Let's see. We'll try Cloudpunk as well. What? I'm lost. Anyways. I'm going to swap graphics cards, so the 750 Ti is out. The 750 Ti, the 1050 Ti. So let's put the 750 Ti in. The card that died yesterday on Call of Duty on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Couldn't launch the game. 1 FPS animations, yeah, basically. Basically. But those are 3D models that pretend to be sprites, which is pretty interesting. Never saw that before, personally. But you can change the sprites for actual 3D models on the enemies, but it doesn't look great, really. It was clearly meant to look like a sprite. The 3D models look like a 2000s game, really. So I think the sprites do it justice instead of the what's the name of this? Instead of the 3D models. 3D models not looking great. But if they look as sprites, should be okay. So 750 Ti now. Let's start with 1080p and we go from there. We're probably not going to get 60s on 1080p because this game uses quite a bit of resources when cranking up the resolution and keeping effects enabled. So as you can see, 750 Ti. Now let's start with 720p, then we'll see where we go, where it takes us. So Prodeus, there you are. Isn't worth getting the 3070? What do you mean? Well, with the video memory, I'm a little concerned, really, with the 3070. Yeah, super hard to get a 3070. They are sold out everywhere. In my country, they are not even here yet. So yeah. ¿Por qué dice que no anda el Assassin's Creed a la 750 Ti? Porque es la realidad, no funciona. El juego no arranca. Ya lo intenté ayer. Yeah, let's do 750 Ti, the best graphics card in the world. Does swapping GPU every time not affect your PC? Yes, I have to reinstall drivers, but I installed them before doing the live stream, so I don't have to do it manually. So let's start with 720p now. We are doing 720p with SSAO and SSR. So 720 with all the effects. Probably gotta disable those, but hey, let's start. So campaign, and we continue. Which one? This one. You could probably get the 6800 instead of the 3070. Yeah, you can. It depends on the numbers, really. Alright, so as you can see, guys, with 720p reflections plus ambient occlusion, it basically runs the same as the 1050 Ti on 1080p. So to fix this, it's pretty easy. You go into the menu, disable the reflections and the ambient occlusion, and you'll be good to go. That's how you get 60 frames. This game below 60 doesn't feel right. So as you can see now, I'm basically over 60. You're not going to notice a huge difference. You're not getting screen space reflections. But again, it's pretty funny to me that this game has screen space reflections in any way. It feels weird, but doesn't feel wrong, so yeah. Buenas, sí, vivo en Uruguay. ¿Todo bien? How are you guys doing? I thought Yakuza got the most votes. Yeah, that's true, but that game is not available to play yet, so I don't have anything else at the moment. So I said, hey, let's play the retro shooter that I enjoyed when I played the demo. And that's what I'm doing. So the votes are not what I'm streaming or what I'm not streaming. The votes were more like, what are you guys most excited about? You built your new PC today, you're waiting for SSD to arrive tomorrow. Well, good luck with the building procedure. It will be great. What are the specs, man? Let me show you very quickly how it looks with 3D models instead of sprites. I think it looks pretty terrible with 3D models, as you can see. The 3D models look pretty weird without the sprite effect on top of them. Maybe you cannot tell due to the live stream, but if you get close to one of these, as you can see, these don't look that bad, but the others look pretty flat. So yeah, personal preference, you can disable those and so they look like sprites, but they're still 3D models in real life, so in my opinion this looks better. But it doesn't affect performance, so just consider it a taste thing there. Okay, I'm getting destroyed now. Is this game about friendship? Yeah, exactly, about friendship. At least in my country this is supposed to be friendship. I don't know about you, but this is how I meet people in real life. I go to Starbucks with a shotgun and start just making friends. There's a lot of like-minded people there. Alright. You can even destroy bodies. Pretty hilarious. Yeah, you can just keep shooting. Minecraft with shaders? Yeah, soon. There are so many games releasing that I'd rather test new games right now. Let's keep Minecraft with shaders for a future video when there are no new releases. Like on March. There was nothing going on March. So yeah, 720p seems to be okay. And I'll probably use this with the 750 Ti. If I only had this card, I'll probably use 720p. Let me show you why. So this is the lowest settings actually. But if we do 900p as an example, the game is going to drop below 60 probably when we are shooting enemies. Let me check very quickly. Yes, when I'm going to shoot all these enemies at once, it's going to drop below 60 and 900p. And then on 1080p is going to be even worse on the performance side. So yeah, anyways. As you can see there, can drop even lower. So yeah, personal preference, I would stay at 720p. Doesn't look that different than 1080p. In this game in particular, it looks basically the same. Due to the retro style, I'm not noticing a huge difference between 1080p and 720p, visually speaking. Let me see very quickly in a more close location. I'm not getting tons of enemies on screen now. Alright. So even with one enemy on screen, I'm dropping into the 60s, but it's not as bad as before, really. So I underestimated the 750 Ti. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. As long as you don't enable the effects, the screen space reflections and the ambient occlusion, you should be over 50. So maybe these are the best settings, actually. So only lower the resolution if you want to increase the ambient occlusion and the reflections. Other than that, doesn't seem to be necessary to lower the resolution, as you can see. So super interesting. Oh, the FPS counter. I'm so sorry, guys. The FPS counter. Whoa, there you are. FPS counter. I'm so sorry. So great. It's running better than I expected. I'm probably going to restart the game just in case. Maybe didn't change the resolution. But as long as you don't enable screen space reflections and SSAO, so ambient occlusion, you should easily maintain 60 frames on basically any card. So let's try this again. Really, this plays again? Maybe this one? Okay, now we're talking. Let's go to the next level. Oh, this is the only one? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Apparently I have to replay this level. ¿Cómo se zoom de esa forma? Duplico el video, duplico la capturadora y la agrando, básicamente. NO SSAO. Okay guys, hang on, I screwed up. Let's try this one more time. ¿Vas a hacer directo con Sega Cyberpunk? Sí, por supuesto. Okay guys, gotta start from this part unfortunately. But at least I have the shotgun. Yeah, even on 1080p, if you do not keep the what's the name of this? The reflections enabled, it seems to be fine. Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be okay, even on 1080p. So keep it on 1080p, but disable the reflections and the ambient occlusion. If not, you're going to get drops below 60, as you can see. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, just go and enjoy the game. It runs great as long as you disable those two options. But I'm pretty surprised that this is a game that has screen space reflections. This is the last game I would be expecting screen space reflections from. Can't wait for you to test the new game Skyrim on all these cards. The new Skyrim? What? New game Skyrim? Skyrim is not a new game, man. Somebody tell him! 3100 seems like a nice deal, but it's priced the same as the 9400F in my country. Well, yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah, it's a great CPU if you get it at the right price. Like, well, like any CPU really, in that case. But I'm surprised that we can get 4 Corsair threads for super cheap now. I really like the that statement, really. I really hope PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X games have options to run lower resolution to hit stable 60. Well, that's not going to happen each time, really. One of those games is Watch Dogs Legion. You won't be able to turn off ray tracing, apparently, to aim for 60. So it's going to be a game-to-game basis. There we go. Bye-bye. Keep it going. Yeah, he's gone. Let's continue. Are you better with keyboard and mouse for gaming? Yes, significantly better actually. I'm using keyboard and mouse. On a controller I'm not terrible, but I'm nowhere close as good as I'm with mouse and keyboard. And I'm not really that great with mouse and keyboard either, so... But if we're comparing my controller usage to my keyboard and mouse usage, yeah, on keyboard and mouse I can do headshots just fine in most games. But on mouse and keyboard, on a controller, that's super difficult to me. I'm practicing with a controller every once in a while. But I like using controllers more on melee combat games, or I don't know, third-person experiences like Assassin's Creed Valhalla as an example. I highly prefer using a controller on that one, since I don't usually use the bow and arrow. Gotta find some ammo. There we go. That's how you do it. Whoop. Is it worth buying 3600 rather than waiting for the 5600 to come back in stock? I mean, if you're in a hurry to buy a PC, then yeah, get the 3600, still enough. But if you can afford the 5600, go for it, man. It depends on your patience, really, at this point. Whoa, we're dropping the mid-50s there, with lots of effects on screen. So when there's a lot of blood splatter, you are going to get frame rate drops no matter the GPU. Especially when you get very close to the effect. So yeah. Anyways, let's get to the checkpoint, save the progress. There we go, checkpoint activated. And... oh, I cannot save my progress, okay. Oh man. So let's swap now to the 570. since we are done testing this one. So let's go. Let's swap to the 570. So AMD time. I'm expecting on this one the highest settings on even on 1080p at over 60. We'll see how it goes. So 750 Ti to the side. Excellent. So let's put this one. Come on. There we go. So 570 going in. Do you recommend the Ryzen 3100? Yeah, if you get it at the right price, I think it's great. 4 cores, 6 threads, pretty great single-threaded performance. It runs Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 60 frames if your GPU can handle it. This CPU was able to. Odyssey, on the other hand, if you're playing that one, you're not getting 60s due to that CPU. But many CPUs are having a hard time getting 60s on Odyssey, so kind of makes sense. These are my specs for your new build. Ryzen 7 5800X, RTX 3080, 32GB of RAM, 500GB NVMe Gen 4, and your 6-year-old 850W 80 plus gold PSU in an in-win case. Well, congrats, man. That's a great build. You're going to wreck every game that releases. Not sure why you're watching my channel though, what the heck? But it's nice to have you here, man. I appreciate it. How do you swap cards so fast? My PC it has the side panel removed, so I can easily plug them in and out. That's what I'm doing basically. Just turn off the PC, remove the graphics card, put the other one since it's open. It's easy to do. Let me see if I'm getting any image. Sometimes, oh, I forgot to install the drivers. My bad. My bad. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna install the drivers first. Sometimes you forget. So 1 second. Going to install the latest AMD drivers. All right, what the heck? There we go. So installing the latest drivers. Which are 20.11.1, I think. Let me check super quickly. Let's see which one are the latest ones. 20.11.1. Okay, perfect. So these are the latest ones. Excellent. Whoa. Yeah, something tried to. Yeah, Windows is now trying to install the wrong driver. Come on. Jesus, Windows. Gotta hate when you do that. Guys, remember to disconnect your internet when you're doing a driver update. It gets super annoying. You should move that mic away to make NVIDIA broadcast do its thing. Okay, let's do it. Second. I mean, the thing is that the mic is a little too tall, so I cannot move it away. So yeah, ¿por qué se ha pixelado el juego? Porque es un juego estilo retro, entonces tiene como ese arte pixelado. Which card are you testing now? I'm doing the 570 now. I already did the 1050 Ti, so if you care about those cards, 1050 Ti and 750 Ti, I already did that, so rewind the live stream. Right now I'm swapping to the RX 570, so yeah. That mic and background are horrible. Well, thank you. I like the feedback. Love from Pakistan, well, love from Uruguay. I'm almost there with the drivers, so hang on, gotta remove this. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, now that it's in front of me, I can not get those artifacts, so thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Funcionó el primer día, luego no te dejó entrar a ningún juego fuera de Steam. Ah, qué extraño. Sí, yo instalaré los drivers de vuelta. Buenas, Habibi, ¿todo bien? ¿Qué dice? Alright, so installing drivers now. Excellent. So it's deleting the previous drivers and installing the latest ones on the AMD side. So yeah. Este juego me recordó a Quake 2 de Play 1, sí, pero está genial porque es re violento, súper rápido. La verdad que me está gustando. Con una GTX 30, ¿cuántos FPS crees que iría? Y si apagás los reflejos y el ambient occlusion, debería darte 50, 60 FPS en 1080. Si no, bajale la resolución. Somebody asked me how much at 1030. Um, sorry. Somebody asked me how a 1030 will run the game. Well, this game will be running at basically 50 to 60 frames on 1080p without screen space reflections and without ambient occlusion. So disable those two and you should be okay on 1080p in most parts of the game. The thing is, when effects show up, if you want to avoid those drops, just lower to 900p or 720p and it will be a-okay. Bueno, gracias Hermes, se agradece. También Mirton y Habibi. Can you show us your stream setting? My stream settings are NVIDIA encoder. So I'm using the NVIDIA encoder on OBS. I'm using 40,000 of bitrate and at 4K resolution. So it uses a lot of internet, but I pay my internet to get those 4K streams going. So that's what I'm trying to do, to get the highest quality possible. So when it gets recorded as a video, it looks decent enough with YouTube's bitrate. That's basically what I'm trying to do. So almost there, I think. Let's check it out. Please, PC, please, launch. Launch with a 570. So we turn it off and back on. Beta Broadcast is doing an amazing job. What camera are you using? I'm using a Logitech C922, so a 1080p 30 frames camera. So yeah, is your test setup in an open or in a case? This is a case without the side panel there, so remove the side panel and just remove graphics cards and put them back in, basically. You look like an Indian Bollywood hero, Ranveer Kapoor. I don't think so, but that's hilarious. If that was the case, that would be hilarious. Come on, 570. Why are you not giving me any images? Let me see if with DisplayPort I get any image whatsoever. Yeah, latest AMD drivers, yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Latest AMD drivers. Yeah, the OnlyFans has 3 million subs. Yeah, of course. Of course. That's not out of the picture yet. Your internet is from NASA. No, it's from Uruguay. Yeah, for a webcam it looks pretty good, I think, in my opinion at least. The thing is that I needed to add some lights to the to my desktop, to my desk, so I have to put some extra lights. If not, it looks pretty bad. All right. Yeah, something is not right. Oh. It was because of this USB stick. Hang on. I feel pretty stupid now. Let's try one more time. Sometimes this happens and I forget to remove the USB that has the Windows installation. So it goes to the Windows installation. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see if now I get into the desktop again. Deciding between 570 and 1650 Super. I get the 1650 Super. If they are close in price, the 1650 Super will be faster. But the only issue I have with the 1650 Super is the 4 GB of memory. Give me more memory, NVIDIA, please. More video memory. ¿A qué edad empezaste a estudiar inglés? A los 3 años, creo. Yeah, there are some technical difficulties. So let's try with the other cable. I hate when I get technical difficulties live. I cannot do anything but trying to fix something that is not working. Gotta love changing graphics cards. I think when you hit 30k viewers, when you benchmark Cyberpunk next month. Well, hopefully, we'll see. Okay, I'm getting an image. Great. All right. Okay, I managed to get into Windows now. I've just gotta put the HDMI cable in. So perfect. I got afraid I got scared for a second that I broke something, but apparently not. Everything seems to be a-okay. Let's see. Yeah, the drivers were not installed. So great. Let's install the drivers one more time. Yeah, I selected the, what's the name of this? The clean install. So the AMD installer removed my drivers and I was going to install the new ones, but that didn't work. It just restarted the PC and it didn't install the drivers. So 1 second, guys, I'm so sorry. So you use the NVENC encoder when you swap to the 570? No, it's a separate computer. I mean, the stream is done on a separate PC. The PC that is doing the live stream has a 2060 and the Ryzen 5 3600. I use a capture card to get the image from the PC that's running the game. So yeah, that's how I do it. I use the NVIDIA encoder, NVENC, so I can do a 4K live stream without destroying my PC. So you use the NVENC encoder? Yes, I'm using the NVENC encoder. Exactly. That's how I get the 4K resolution without killing my computer. Can you test Yakuza Like a Dragon next? Yes, I'm going to, but I have no access to the game yet. It's not out on PC on Steam, so I need to wait. So in the meantime, let's just play this great game. Right now, I'm enjoying it. I just played the first level so far, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Now the drivers are actually being installed. DisplayPort is needed sometimes. I think the picture looks a little smoother on that I'm freezing. Well, I don't know. I hadn't noticed a huge difference between DisplayPort and HDMI. The good thing about DisplayPort is that I could do 4K 60 without HDMI 2.0, so one cable did basically everything. All right. I think it's done. Let me see. Okay, installing HDMI audio drivers. Almost there. Please finish installing, please, drivers. I need to do this before the live stream. Holy hell, it's taking forever. All right. So HDMI in, I think. Okay, perfect. So something failed. I cannot install the drivers. Dang it. Gotta hate when that happens. So in the meantime, I'll just talk to you guys. This is not working at the moment. So I'm using the latest drivers, so probably something is up with those. Probably going to install the previous ones. So in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys. I'm 30 seconds late to the chat, so be patient. Going to reboot now. Santiago, they say NVIDIA is better when video editing. Yeah, they had the CUDA technology, so that on NVIDIA is great. So video editing is much smoother. You get faster render times. So for video editing, I definitely recommend the NVIDIA cards over AMD. At least on Adobe programs. Then on the other ones, DaVinci Resolve and all those, I have no idea. Have you done the 1050 Ti? Yes, I already did it. You can find it by rewinding the live stream. But yeah, some of the issues when changing graphics cards are that you're getting those. Okay, I managed to get it, so let's swap to 1080p so you can see what's happening. All right, so we're now back into the PC, but with the 570. Took a while, I'm so sorry guys. Sometimes that happens when you swap graphics cards. So we're doing a couple tweaks in the AMD settings. So the capture card likes the thing I'm looking at. So we go to display, we enable GPU scaling, which I do the same on the NVIDIA cards. So GPU scaling, and we're using full RGB. So yeah, let's do 1080p and launch Prodeus and MSI Afterburner. And we connect to the internet. Yeah, I forgot to connect to the internet. There we go. VRAM max collision Warzone, how to fix it? Lower the textures, lower them. Don't keep them on high, put it on medium. You use a lot of VRAM. Rodrigo being a troll, love it. That's hilarious. Alright, so we're going for the native resolution, which should be 1080p. We're using SSAO and SSR. So yeah, 1080p, SSAO and SSR. Which one was it? I think this one. Alright. So definitely a huge boost over the over the 750 Ti on this one. As you can see, when I use SSAO and SSR with the 750 Ti on this game, I was getting below 60 on the 750 Ti, and 1050 Ti as well was getting below 60. Here I'm getting 100 FPS with the highest settings, including reflections and ambient occlusion, so great numbers on the AMD card. We're going to try higher resolutions than this, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. I'm so surprised that it has screen space reflections. That's so weird in a game looking so retro. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but I'm genuinely surprised that this game has any sort of screen space solution. Really, Rodrigo, that's super quick then. That's super quick. I wonder if you do a test with Borderlands 3, since they indeed fix Borderlands 3 DX12 issues. Okay, I might in the future. Thanks for the heads up though. Please include GTX and 66 gigs to your benchmarks. It runs the same as 1650 Super, almost the same. Alright, got him. Yeah, the 570 has no problems running this game on maximum settings, as you can see. And if I disable the screen space reflections and ambient occlusion, we're getting over 140 FPS. So if you want to play this at 144, just disable screen space reflections and ambient occlusion. So we are going to disable this. So off and off. In a few minutes I'm going to enable them back again. But as you can see, with these settings we're getting, yeah, way over 144 FPS. Even with effects on screen, so pretty good to see. The AMD cards are doing pretty great on this one. Yeah, even with blood splatter close to the camera, they are doing pretty well. Nice. Yeah, this is a game I probably would play at 144 in real life. If I had a 144 Hz display, I would play this at 144. It feels like it was made to be that way. Alright. Gotcha. Gotta find some ammunition. There you are. Perfect. Well, it's dropping below 144. We are CPU banned now. So probably a faster CPU needed to keep 144 on this one. Yes, you see in half the CPU, so pretty unfortunate. But most of the time it's over 144, so not that bad. Still over 100 at least. So let's put this back on. So on and on. Mid-range AMD cards are better value in the long run than Nvidia. What do you think? Well, it depends really. In this case, in this particular case, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you bought an RX 470 when the 1050 Ti was around and was the hottest card, then yeah, you got your money's worth on the AMD side. But nobody knows in the future how it's going to come. But yeah, this last generation is being way longer lasting on the AMD side, that's for sure. If you bought an RX 470, you got your money's worth, that's for sure. Considering the numbers it's getting. Then we got the 570 that was a little bit better, but it's basically the same GPU, so yeah. The most accessible GPU right now is this one, I think. So, oh, this way. Guys, a small advice: use the difficulty. Play on hard. Do not play it on medium. On medium, the enemies die in 2 shots, I think. Yeah, this is hard, and they're dying in 2 shots. So yeah, let's try 1440p, sorry, not 144. So to change the resolution, you gotta go into the resolution part of Windows. So you go to your desktop resolution, select what you want to use. In this case, 1440p. So 1440p now, 100% scaling. And then let me change the size of the overlay so I don't have to adjust it. So we're now at 1440p on the 570. I'm not expecting a huge visual uplift, honestly. So let's give it a try like this. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have changed that much at all, really. Appears to be the same. So maybe it's not increasing the resolution after a certain point. So yeah. Yeah, 1440p seems to be okay. We're still not dropping below 60s at all. So let's be crazy and do 4K. Whoa, I screwed up. Dang it. Yeah, this is a new game. It's an early access. Let's do 4K now. Now that we're here, I might as well do 4K. So 4K resolution, 100% scaling. Yeah, it doesn't seem to change at all. So this is now 4K. So 4K resolution with all the fancy stuff on screen. Yeah, well, it doesn't seem to be 4K though. Let me restart the game super quickly. Maybe that's not native 4K. Yeah, it wasn't looking that sharp, really. Maybe it's a thing with the game itself. Maybe the game just doesn't look sharp at all. Maybe an artistic decision. Who knows? Sí, las animaciones me encantan. La verdad que mezcla muy bien. Okay, this should be 4K, but I'm not seeing it as 4K, really. It doesn't look that sharp. Even the menus don't look that sharp. Yeah, something is iffy here. Yeah, it doesn't look that sharp, so something is definitely up. Looks like a free-to-play version of Doom. Well, if that was the case, I would get it right away. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be native 4K. Anyways, not much more than I can do, really. So let's jump. It's probably how the game looks. But if I'm wrong, just do 1080p and do not worry. Hola, Diego Teixeira, ¿qué dice? ¿Todo bien? Yeah, if this is actually 4K, we're doing fine, over 100 FPS, but it runs basically the same as 1080p, so I'm not sure if we're actually on the higher resolution. It's hard to tell because the game's old school look makes it difficult to tell, so I think that's a strength on this game's side. Yeah, to check, let me do super quickly. This is 112 FPS, and if I lower the resolution to 1080p instead of 112, I get... Yeah, this seems to be the same. What happens if I do 720 though? So 720... Yeah, still the same. Doesn't seem to change the resolution at all. Apparently we're stuck at the same resolution. So something is definitely up. Let me restart the options menu on this game. Yeah, something broke, I think. Because it runs the same no matter the resolution. So I'm going to just get out of the game and try to edit the config file. So my games. The question is, which game is it exactly? Where's the config file? Oh no, gotta find that. So it's on local low bounding box software. I wasn't going to find it anytime soon. Good thing we have PC Gaming Wiki to help us out. So local low bounding box software Prodeus. There you are. Settings. So let's open this up. Open with text editor. All right. So resolution. Yeah, it doesn't seem to change at all. So let's put it on the lowest. Let's just delete this box there. There we go. All right. So now the game should launch at 4K. We'll see. Yeah, maybe a bug with the options menu. I tend to find bugs in options menu all the time. Let's see. Yeah, still doesn't look native at all. I'll delete the entire thing then. The entire thing is going to be deleted, so I delete that. Let's launch it again. All right. Yeah, I didn't delete my settings, so something is going on. Yeah, it just makes the same thing over and over. Oh, maybe the cloud. This is the cloud saves, right? The cloud saves. So where's the cloud saves? Yeah, there are no cloud saves apparently. Yeah, something isn't adding up. Something is happening. I'm pretty sure. Let me see if it has cloud saves. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. If I do this one, it's... Yeah, this one should have cloud saves. Yeah, so it doesn't have cloud saves, but it doesn't allow me to remove this at all. So I'm pretty confused. pretty dang confused. So yeah. Yeah, it's not going to delete anything in this. So let's be crazy, let's delete the game and reinstall it. I just want to be sure that there's nothing wrong. Something definitely isn't adding up. It's just 1 GB, so let's download it right away. Yeah, it runs some very old cards, but it didn't seem to be native resolution. Something is definitely up. Because I tested the game before on the 2060 to see how it went, and it was fine. I mean, the 2060 didn't hit 60 FPS, so at 4K. So I'm super confused. Let's see. Yeah, still, whatever. Let's just keep it on native and try it one more time at 4K. Yeah, there's no content now, so it worked. A sim launch option, you should be able to change the resolution. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but it's still the same. We're going to see the PC Gaming Wiki article once more. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing relevant here. So yeah, whatever. We're going to try that later. If I selected 4K, we're getting 100 FPS, even with all the bells and whistles. So that's how you do it. So I'm going to play a little bit more like this. Doesn't look like 4K really, but maybe it's a thing with the game itself. Maybe if I crank this up. Yeah, seems to be basically the same. So yeah, let's just play like this. I'm not here to edit config files. So let's do that. Then we're doing 580 and 1650 Super. If not, I'm going to get tangled with the config file and do nothing. Ahora estás en Uruguay o en un país de habla inglesa. Estoy en Uruguay, nunca fui a un país de habla inglesa. Nunca tuve la suerte. For people asking, I live in Uruguay. I'm not living in a country where people speak English. I never went to a country where people speak English native. Hopefully one day I have the luck to do that, but that's not the case at the moment. At the moment I'm in my country, where we speak Spanish. No, la 1650 viene después de esto. Where does this man live? Uruguay. Come on. Let's die. Time to die. Yeah, and the music is great. I'm really into the music on this one. So far it's been pretty fun, at least the level I've been playing. Oh, not dead yet. I forgot that I selected very hard. So I really needed to be paying attention. The enemies have a lot of health. Apparently. Alright, we got him. Perfect, let's keep going. Oh yeah. Yeah, pretty satisfying. The guns feel like they are super powerful, despite being just a pistol with aim down sights. Oh no. And it's also super graphic, so right up my alley. Let's get that guy with the shotgun there. Alright. Recharge the shot. Boom. He's now... yeah, mashed potatoes. He became mashed potatoes. Yeah, the shotgun is also super satisfying. Nice. Me recuerda muchísimo al Doom. Sí, es que está hecho por gente que trabajó en Doom 2016 y juegos de ese estilo. Es un retro shooter. Está inspirado en Doom y otros juegos. Boomer shooter, yeah, basically. Boomer shooter. Nice one. But it's badass, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying boomer shooter as an insult, actually. Okay. And super bloody. Too old. Yeah, we're getting there. Come on. Oh yeah, so far super enjoyable combat, and I died. Let's lower the difficulty to hard. I was playing on very hard. RX 580 and 1650 Super are coming after this one. I'm just trying to finish the levels so I can finally start in another level instead of this one. It's getting a little annoying to replay the same thing over and over. So I'm trying to finish this level at the very least to get something different to play. That's why I'm speed running through it. But we're going to get there soon, guys, do not worry. Of course, if you watch this live stream later, there are going to be timestamps in the description, so you can skip to whatever you want, whatever graphics card. Since we are live right now, you are not going to be able to. But later we're getting that, so do not worry. Yeah, Boomer Shooter is great. That's a great name. I mean, if it wasn't for boomer shooters, we wouldn't be getting modern shooters made. Let's charge the shot. Boom. Mashed potatoes. Now I have the map. Excellent. Also, guys, remember that this game is in early access. I forgot to mention that. So it's getting updated constantly. So the game is not finished yet. This is early access. It arrived yesterday to early access. Okay, let's turn them into mashed potatoes before getting into the left. Oh man, I'm going to die. Yeah, I'm not going to flee. Okay, I'm down. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I hope this comes to the Nintendo Switch so I can play it on the go. That would be great to play this in a Starbucks. But man, I love this game so much. I think this will be one of my Game of the Years, I think. It's so much fun. And I'm replaying the same level over and over. Of course, that's my just personal preference. I haven't been paid to do that. I just got the game for free, but I also got Assassin's Creed Valhalla for free and didn't say it was my favorite game. So yeah, as a guy that likes first-person shooters, this is a lot of fun, guys. There's also a map editor, there is mod support, I think. We're going to see that in a bit. Come on. I'm almost done with this level, so we're about to swap graphics cards again. Let's just run through it. Checkpoint activated, red key. Okay, more enemies. Mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, super satisfying. Hopefully this game gets the attention it deserves. But I didn't even know what's coming out. Really. Alright. Done. How does subtitles work when you're live? I'm not sure really. Because I'm 30 seconds late to the live stream. Alright, so I finished this level, that's awesome. Let's now swap to the 580. Alright. So I save my progress so I don't have to repeat that same level for 1,000 times. So we quit. Bye bye PC, let's go for the 580. Yeah, Satan. When you see that I'm playing the game instead of testing the performance, that's how you know I like a game. It happens very rarely. Well, that's the easiest way to see if I like a game, is to see if I'm just testing numbers or if I'm just, what's the name of this? Or if I'm just testing the game. If I'm playing the game and not testing it, that means that I'm enjoying it for real. So that's the most honest way to see what I'm doing. Oh, I forgot to change the camera position. Sorry guys. So swapping graphics cards, doing the 580, which should be quite a few FPS ahead because we're getting like hundreds of FPS. So it's probably going to be 144, who knows? Let's find out. Yeah, it's like Doom 2 with ray tracing and better explosions. Yeah, pretty surprised. Okay, so the PC is loading once more. How was the game called? It's called Prodeus. You can find it on Steam. It's on early access. It arrived yesterday to Steam on early access. How do you get the key? Is it free on Humble Store? No, the game is not free. The game is paid, but Humble Games is the publisher. They reached out to me and wanted me to give me a code. So I said, hell yeah, let's get a code. Let's play the game. I was looking forward to it, so great. Works for me. I was going to buy the game anyways. How was the game called? Yeah, I already told you, no worries. Okay, so we have the 580 now. I'm going to open up MSI Afterburner. Since this is a triple fan 580, I'm going to lower the clocks to a dual fan 580's numbers, so you can use it as a reference. So 1366 megahertz. So, and let's start with the 4K resolution, since the 570 did pretty well at 4K, but I'm still pretty, what's the name of this? Skeptical about the resolution. Didn't seem to be 4K really, but maybe it's a thing with how the game looks, artistically speaking. So yeah. Anyways. Yeah, still doesn't seem like native 4K at all. Whatever. So we're at 4K now, apparently. So let's continue. Prodeus. Alright, so let's get to the next level. So I play something new at least. Boomer Reaper. Yeah, that's a good name. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that different to the 570 now, even at 4K. But again, lowering the resolution in the AMD cards didn't affect performance at all, so maybe something to do with how the game is rendered. Whoa! Wasn't expecting that. So yeah, even at 4K we're getting over 100 FPS. But it doesn't seem to be 4K, honestly. Feels more like 1080p. But again, maybe a thing with how the game is rendered makes it look less than 4K. But as I said at the start of the stream, between 720p and 1080p on this game in particular, I didn't notice a huge difference. The aesthetic doesn't really make it look different on a lower resolution. I guess unless you go for 360p, if you're playing at 360p, you're going to get very blurry visuals. So up to certain points, you're not noticing a resolution difference. And if you guys want, let's now try a higher FPS. So if you want higher FPS than this, you can disable SSAO and SSR, so there are no reflections and no ambient occlusion, which really doesn't... I'm not finding them at the moment. I'm not noticing it that much. Yeah, it looks... okay, without SSAO, it looks significantly more flat, but you're getting over 144, so... if you have a 144Hz display, you know what to do. Just lower those two options and you're good to go. But you're going to drop below 144 with many effects on screen. We seem to be CPU bound in those cases, so keep that in mind. Okay, I can change weapons using this. Yeah, Super Doom 2016, that. But hey, not a bad thing. Yeah, the animations are low FPS because this game is trying to be retro style, but it doesn't look bad with these animations at a low rate. The movement speed does feel 144. I don't have a 144 display, but I mean, the game still feels smooth despite the low frame rate animations, which I get that is an artistic decision, but the aiming and everything feels super smooth. I need the yellow key. So yeah, anyways. Nope, not this way. I need the yellow key. Where's the yellow key? There you are. No, that's not. So if you want 144, this is the best way to get there, that said. Just enable SSAO, disable SSR and SSAO, and you should be good to go. Hello, doggy. Who's a good boy? Alright. Whoa. Dude. Yeah, I turned him into mashed potatoes, as you can see. Anyways. A lot of enemies on screen now. And the CPU is still not breaking a sweat. Yeah, I'm going to die here. Too fast-paced. But yeah, as you can see, I'm enjoying the game quite a bit now. But I had to swap GPUs. So let's enable back the SSAO and the SSR. Yeah, I'm not seeing any reflections. Not sure where the reflections are supposed to be. Are these actually screen space reflections? I'm pretty lost, really, right now. Oh, now I'm using SSR and SSAO. But I'm not seeing those screen space reflections. Let me see. Okay, there's some sort of thing there. Yeah, there is a reflection, a screen space reflection, but it's super subtle. So you're probably not missing much when you disable it. Okay, done. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, this should be the benchmark room, as I would call it. Holy hell. I'm going to die here. Oh, I forgot I can run in this game. Ugh. Yeah, let's get the shotgunners first. Yeah, I'm not going to have a good time here. Yeah, a lot of stuff on screen. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was not going to survive. So let's now swap to the 1650 Super. So I stopped playing the game for a little bit. Between 1650 Super or 580, it depends on the game. Some games run better on the 580, some others on the 1650 Super. So let's do now the 1650 Super, let's see how it goes against the 580. Again, the resolution didn't seem to be 4K, there's something iffy going on there with the resolution. I noticed that on the 570 and the 580, that lowering the resolution didn't seem to change the performance at all. So it's probably just hitting the same resolution numbers all the time. So, not sure what's up with that really. But hey, we're about to find out if the NVIDIA card runs into the same. So NVIDIA card goes in. All right. Oh, I forgot to put the other camera. I'm so sorry. So 1650 Super now. And we're going to start with 4K. But again, guys, it didn't seem to be 4K when I tested the 570 and 580. Something doesn't seem right with the resolution. It uses your desktop resolution as to select the resolution of the screen, but something doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem to be actual 4K. I don't know. Jared, debería estar bien en la mayoría de los juegos. No esperes 60 en los juegos más nuevos. Se les va a complicar el CPU ahí. Alright guys, so MSI Afterburner. Come on. So 1650 Super, let's launch Prodeus at 4K. Yeah, the 1650 Super will be better if you do video editing due to the CUDA cores, the NVIDIA encoder. If you do live streaming, even for video editing, you can use it to render faster. And what else? I'm missing something. Yeah, I mean, the video editing part, NVIDIA all the way. On gaming, it really depends on the game. It varies from the game to game. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it seems to have the same thing. The game doesn't actually seem to be at 4K. Yeah, something is weird with the options menu here. Even if I restore the defaults. Whatever. At this point, let's just enable everything and keep it like this. Don't consider this as 4K. It's probably 1080p. But who knows? Maybe it's just how the game looks. How is the anti-aliasing? I'm not really noticing any. Let's see, against the 580. The 580 was like 100 FPS, I think, with these settings. Yeah, we're basically like the 580, I think. I don't remember exactly the number of frames, but I think it's a little bit faster, yeah. Okay. Yeah, not bad at all. The only thing I noticed that was that if you enable screen space reflections or SSAO, you're getting a massive performance hit if you enable it. So the cards like the 1050 Ti and 750 Ti, in order to get 60 frames, I needed to lower those things, the SSAO and the SSR. But in that case, if you lower the resolution, it performed better. So, whoa, no, not to the lava. Oh. So yeah, you're not going to have a problem. The game runs fine on basically all the hardware I tested so far. He's gone. I hate these shotgunners. And let's see if you want... yeah, 20 FPS ahead, so it's quite a bit faster, now that you tell me. So let's disable these two. So no reflections and no SSAO. So off and off. And we're getting, yeah, 200 FPS. So if you have 144 Hz monitor, you can disable those two options and be over 144 just fine. Doesn't seem to have any issues whatsoever getting up there. Alright, which weapon? Yeah, this one, I like these dual machine guns. So yeah, you're getting over 144. Do not worry, we'll see once there are many enemies on screen. But if you want 144, you can do so in this card and this CPU. Nothing here. Yeah, I cannot go anywhere else, apparently. I don't have the yellow keycard yet. I'm still looking for the yellow keycard. I think there will be NVIDIA driver for 16 series cards because 1650 is super similar to 1650. I'm not sure what you mean by that. NVIDIA will update drivers all the time, so why don't you try playing Minecraft with shaders? I'm going to try it later, but not today. Are you undervolted in 1650 Super GPU? Yes, I undervolted it a little bit because I wasn't getting great temps. I was into the 80s sometimes. So I kept the same clocks at a lower temperature. Yellow key. Still need the yellow key. Where's the yellow key? Whoa. Okay, got him. I converted him into mashed potatoes. What else? Y gracias Luis5J7, gracias por responder, vos. Por responder todos los comentarios. Que yo no puedo responder todo. Te agradece. Alright. So I'm not seeing the yellow key card. That doesn't seem to be here at all. That was a secret. What the heck? What do you mean that's a secret? Maybe it has the location of the yellow key card. Or maybe not. Okay. Let's enable again the reflections and SSAO. So we can see it as a last setting to use. So on and on. But again, something is up with the resolution. Even if I do 1080p, I'm getting basically the same numbers. So if I look this way, I'm getting 120 FPS. But if I change the resolution to 1080p, whoa. So if I go to 1080p now, instead of 4K, I'm still getting 120. Well, now I'm getting 130, so yeah, there seems to be a difference. Yeah, but a very small difference. So yeah, not sure how that works. Yeah, almost the same numbers at 4K and 1080p, so I don't know what the game is doing really with the resolution. but it uses your desktop resolution as native. You can select either that or 360p, so if you want to play it old school, you can do 360p or 200p, and you're getting a performance boost, but the game looks way blurrier. So yeah, we'll test Valhalla on the 2060 latest drivers released today. The latest drivers were released yesterday, so there's no new drivers at the moment. I installed the game ready drivers on stream yesterday to test it out. And as long as you're in the first village, you're going to drop frames quite a bit in the first village. But then in most other parts it's okay. I tried to show you the worst case scenario, so what you see in my live stream on Assassin's Creed Valhalla was going to be... what's the name of this? The worst case scenario. So it's not going to get worse than that apparently. If you're in other stages that are not the first village, you're getting way higher FPS. But I might do a video talking about that, who knows. There are so many games that I'm unable to do so at the moment. So yeah, patience. But I already tested the latest driver, the latest patch, the latest everything. Yeah, here's the part with a lot of enemies, and even on the highest settings we are fine. Yeah, so many of them. I'm just mashing potatoes. Let's try to survive this. Okay, he's gone. Bye bye, shotgun guy. There's more spawns, what the heck? Yeah, this is I think a little too much. But that's fine, some people like that challenge. Sorry, I'm not reading chat at the moment, I'm focusing. There's a lot of pepperonis happening on screen. Alright, down. More shotgun people. Okay, are those all? No. Anybody else? Anyone? No one? Are they gone forever? Whoa! Those developers, they put an enemy just in front of me to scare me. Let's try to survive. Yellow key card, yay, finally. Yeah, I'm getting a little addicted to this. Let's read the chat. How's the game? Is it worth buying? So far I'm having a blast playing this. And I'm a first-person shooter kind of guy, so... Yeah, this is 4K, but the game doesn't seem to actually be rendering at 4K. I think there's some trickery going on. Not sure how the game handles resolution, really. But with a 4K native resolution, it runs like this. On 1080p it didn't change that much. The performance was almost the same, so maybe it's not swapping resolutions. At a certain point it doesn't change the resolution, I think. More ammo and health, yes, thank you. Excellent. 4K 120, 1650 Super, yeah, it seems to be. If this is actually 4K, then yeah. Para los que preguntaban si esto es 4K, pero parece que el juego no está en 4K exactamente, parece medio como que menos que 4K. No estoy 100% seguro cómo maneja resoluciones, eso fue lo que dije en inglés. So guys, I just repeated the same thing in Spanish, so people that are watching understand what's going on. Alright. Thank you. Alright, got him. Where to now? Oh no, no dose again. Okay. Hell. Checkpoint. Let's see if I can finish at least this level. Oh, what is this? Oh, I already have that. So far the shotgun seems to be the most satisfying weapon to use. So let's use it. I turned him into mashed potatoes. I remember the game the last night because the graphics are similar. Really? I never heard about it. I might take a look at it. Let's do some long range shooting. Like a coward. Alright, gone. Probably going to be filled with enemies in this place. I'm already feeling it. Yeah, whoa. Come on. I'll let him come this way. There are explosives here, so I understand what I have to do. Thank you, game designers. Yeah, that was super easy with explosives. And yeah, the best weapon in the game probably. Yeah, the game designers are good at telling me what to do, as you can see. I understood that I had to get close to the explosives, and a lot of enemies were going to come. So, good game design. Was pretty easy to understand. Just grab more ammo. Hell yeah. That was so satisfying. Okay. Are we done? Are we? Oh yeah. Oh, you can spin the barrel before shooting. Gotcha. Oh. Okay. Yeah, just mashed potatoes all over the floor, the ceiling. Holy hell. I just see red in my screen. Everything is red. That's crazy. Okay, finished the level. That was intense, I liked it. I'm having a blast. Alright. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I had enough, I think, for now. Super enjoyable. If you like first-person shooters, especially retro stuff, this is a great game, a must-buy, I think. Super fast-paced, very gory. The music is great as well. And one thing I forgot to mention, the game also has a map editor and online, not sure what, online I think are leaderboards. And there's a level editor as well. So if you care about this in any way, you can make your own levels as well, not only play the game. So if you're interested in this, good stuff, you can do it. If you are into level editing, but yeah, so much blood, that was insane. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Thanks to Humble Games for providing a copy of the game. You can find this game on Steam. It's on early access starting yesterday. So the game should be getting improvements along the way. I hope you guys enjoyed it and see you next time. Bye guys. Thank you. Bye bye. See you next time. Hang on guys, I forgot something super important. I forgot to say thank you to the members. So hopefully I'm back, I think. Let's see. So I'm closing the game now. I'm so sorry guys, I forgot something that is super important. The members are going to be thanked, the tier 2 members. I almost forgot, I'm so sorry. This is very new for me. So if you're a tier 2 member on the memberships, you're getting a shout out at the end of the video. So we filter it by level, awesome supporter 2.0. So gotta say your names, which I'm glad to do. So thank you so much to Coconuts, Avisek Mukherjee, Rodrigo Duarte, Cristo Job, Sonak Das, and Ken for being an awesome supporter 2.0. I'm so sorry I forgot to say your names, so here's the shout out. If you're a tier 2 member, on each video at the end I'm going to say your name and say thank you. So thank you guys for supporting the channel directly on the tier 2 way, and also the tier 1 that get the icons and the emojis. So if you like those cool emojis and the icons next to your name, you can be a tier 1 supporter, but if you're tier 2, I'll say your name at the end. That's the difference. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and now